Okay, so here I am back again. This project has been at a stalemate. I've really been kind of depressed because the compass, which is supposed to go up here on the top of the canopy, right up in here, just disappeared on me. It looks like that right there. I have no clue what happened to the compass. I had it in my small box here, and my other smalls, and it just disappeared on me. So I've been looking for it. I'm so bummed about it. I've also been wondering about what route to weather with. I've just been kind of in shock of the whole thing. Built some little things like the directional antennas, VHF, I guess. See, I'm putting those in my small box now. The only thing I can think of is I left the compass. Must have not noticed it out here, and it just disappeared on me. But so I started thinking, big epiphany, and I thought, I've got this green stuff, blue and yellow, that needite from Green Stuff World, the original green stuff. And I thought, never really tried it. I got it to try it, and I was like, well, no better time than now to give this a shot. It looks like, I thought it would be a lot like Milliput, but it's not. I had a little extra and I rolled it out here. You can see this is after almost 24 hours. It's pretty flexible. So to make for a great antenna on a AF armored fighting vehicle or something, but or something you want to flex, but it's really flexible. So anyway, I got this idea. I had a spare piece of photo etch, so it was a little box. It had holes on it. It's the one that goes on the interior there, like a ammunition box that holds ammunition, something. Anyway, so this was actually square at one time. I thought, to simulate that dial, because the original one had a bit of a round face on it. I'm trying to show it to you. Now, in the trumpeter kit, they show that this is a brace that goes here, and there's a brace back here. But it shows it has it placed further up here in the front. Every photo I've seen so far in here, it's a little more inset. It's more towards the inside of the cockpit. That brings me back to thinking. I just look at the gun sight. I did find the plastic tree that the gun sight came on, and a good thing I did. I actually put it on there. It looks like crap. It's thick. Well, you think, well, why would you do that? Because the one that I made out of the thin, clear plastic material looked so much better, and it did. It looked incredible. The problem with that was it popped out. The clear canopy glue that I've been using a lot of, it just decided to pop out of there. Which I used, and I have some new, I ran out of epoxy, UV epoxy. Dang, come on. So you can see there's supposed to be a lens right in there, right in that little part there. Just right down in here. See? Use epoxy to simulate that. I'm not happy with that. Look how thick this is. Well, I've been pretty sick and tired. I've had a big problem with photo etch parts popping off. That popped off. I went ahead and I used that. I made like 3 of these with that as a template. They were looking great. The demons were against me, because all 3 of those, I swear to God, I got to the very end. I'm getting ready to mount the damn thing in here, and it just like flies out of my hand, hits the floor, and I can't find it. I did 3 of them, and on the 3rd attempt, I went, there's something working against me. To hell with this. I just put the original one in. And I looked at my my UV resin. It was dried up. I bought some other stuff online. It's called Solar Res. I don't know what UV resin everyone's using out there. Anyway, I decided to give this a shot. Comes in 3 different grade: thick, hard formula, flex formula, which I'll get to in a second, and then thin, hard formula. So you've got a thin and a thick. They say this one's made for fish eyes, so I was thinking lenses. Yeah, that'd be great. The thin is pretty thick, I'll tell you that. The bad thing is when I open, these are little tiny guys. All 3 of these for $15. You're looking at $5 a whack here. It's pretty damn exorbitant, especially when my other stuff, can't remember how much it cost. It wasn't that much. I got a ton in there, but it dried up. So this flex formula here, okay, what all this was gonna lead into. Anyway, so I took some of the Needite, the green stuff, put it in there. I took it out today. Here's my new compass. So this is what I made right here. Let me flip it over. Oh man, come on. So I went and I put these holes in that little box here. I used those to push the Needite through so I'd have a round face. And then I took a antenna and I made a little hole there. It's not the greatest, I don't think, but it's better than having nothing, because to me it's so prominent in there. I think that's what. Anyway, I cut it in half. The trumpeter part is a wedge, and it looks just pretty much like that right there. Okay, and it is a wedge. So I cut this. I cut it in a cross section, and there you have that. It's not the best, but it'll do. Now the black on there is because I've been on my photo edge. I have been using. I've sanded it to get the paint to stick, just to rough up the face. I've even tried. I'll show you what I've been trying. Just a second. I used gun bluing, Brownell's Oxfo Blue, and it's in the aircraft industry. You're using Pasa gel when you're doing metal bonding, and that basically micro etches everything so that your adhesive will stick better. So I'm thinking, well, paint is almost like an adhesive. I tried this. It just immediately. The crazy thing is it blackens the part. So I don't know if it's taking. I'll show you this. See that one right there that's black? That ain't paint. That is actually using gun bluing on photo edge. Focus. See the rough? There you go. So right there is what the gun bluing does to it. It roughs. I thought, well, that's probably a pretty good surface to paint on. I even used. I thought, thinking outside the box. I thought, well, let's use Stynol Res on it, because it's almost like it's kind of a vinyl coating. Did that, but guess what? That coating comes off pretty darn easy. You can see on the face of this dial. Actually, you can see on that other part. See the black on there? It took the bluing, or basically you're putting a corrosion conversion. You're putting a little conversion layer on top of your metal, and that's kind of what you're doing with guns. Is bluing is you're actually putting a thin layer of corrosion on top to prevent it from oxidizing, prevent the rest of it from basically turning to rust. Well, I thought, well, heck, that it's going to etch it too, but that layer came straight off. When you put super glue on it and you rip it off, it just comes straight off. So it wasn't a good idea. So after looking around and doing some research, I finally came to a new product that I'm going to try out. I had to buy a case. It's that Mr. Hobby over there. I was thinking, well, I could sell some of these. Mr. Metal Primer. Have not tried it yet. I'm going to try it on my next project. But I have had a hell of a time with photo etch coming off with the super glue I've been using. And I was told, well, the best super glue to use for photo etch would be this right here. Hobby Town, right there. See her? It's the purple stuff. And it's none of it worked. None of it worked. So it's pretty dismayed. Well, I see this on the internet. Even asked some guys online, what do you know about the VMS Flexi 5K CA? This stuff is touted to be for photo edge. And the whole key to it is that it does have some flex to it. It's got the holding power of super glue, crazy glue, cyano acrylic. So it leads me to, but it's flexible, so that if it bends, it's not gonna completely snap. It'll still stay on there. So it led me to kind of wonder, well, I wonder if this Solarez Flex formula, I wonder if that would work too. And it says this is for applications. All this is fly fishing stuff right here. I thought I'd get a better deal on it. It seems expensive. So anyway, it has the flexibility to bend but not snap off. Well, that was the only point. I think this is a big reason why all my stuff's snapping off. I tried gluing this on last night and it snapped off. I've done this on several parts, had no problems. For some reason, because the paint, it still snaps the paint off. So if I could get the primer and all of that off of there before I glue it down, I don't think I'll have a big problem. But before that, oh no. All the other parts, the wheels, I did the wheels with it. I have no problem with those wheels. They are set and they are not coming out. I actually epoxied up in there on this baby. I epoxied all that up in that part. That ain't going nowhere. The epoxy resin works better than anything. Of course, it's a bear to work with sometimes. But anyway, the Flexi 5K CA seems to be pretty darn good. Now, I'm going to try this more bonding photo edge to photo edge. I wonder if that's... I like to solder my photo edge. Lead solder mixture that I get online. That's where I'm at with this. Super glues. Doing little things in here, just tiny things. Once I get through with this compass tragedy, as I'll call it, to get through this, I'll be a lot more motivated on this project. Anyway, I've been working on a deck also. I don't know if I showed you guys the deck or not. Here, let me get that out. I'll just update you on the whole project. Hold on. Okay, so here's my carrier deck I'm working on for the display stand. It comes unpainted, just about like that right there. Anyway, use some, let's see what I do. I think I put buff down for the first of it. Then I worked in some, I'd say this is, I got to come back through. Anyway, I masked it off, primed the whole thing, and actually I primed it with just some Krylon flat black. It's camouflage black I have used for gun accessories. But this is a pretty cool little set. These guys are from Poland that make this. Oh gosh, come on, Dr. Phone. You can do this better, can't you? There we go. See the texture in said carrier deck piece here? It actually comes with a little cable that runs through there, which is like an arrestor cable. It's pretty cool. The Avenger looks really good on there. Yeah, you may have seen I put the wheels on the Avenger. Anyway, worked some oils in here with this burnt umber, sort of the things. Then I came back through and I washed some of those washes off with a Q-tip, give it the variation of, you know, different wood on the deck. And I'm going to come back through with the deck blue. I'm going to do more metal in here, make this look a little more metallic than black. Probably get away with that, but anyway, then I'm going to have to, I debate on weathering this or not. But anyway, here's the deck piece I'm looking at. I'll show you what the Avenger looks like on there real quick. So here's what she looks like on our carrier deck. I fixed the wheels in there. Not looking too shabby. I think that's going to work pretty well. There's no doubt the wings are going to be folded now on this. Looks pretty good from afar. If you display it like that right there, I'm not sure. I think the deck looks pretty good with it on there. The deck turned out quite well. focus on the flashlight. Not bad. Not bad at all. The rubber wheels. I've heard a lot of people online bitch about kits with rubber wheels and just put resin parts in there. I find these don't work bad. They say paint doesn't adhere to them, doesn't work real well. But I found if you use a little sandpaper, just a little sandpaper on both sides on the side wall and right here. I put a little once you put a little sand pigment in there. Worked out really well, I thought. Didn't do bad at all for me. I could simulate cuts and scratches on the wheels, but I think it turned out pretty good. I don't know. What do you guys think? But that's kind of where we're at on this. Just to keep it not so massive, I'm going to angle those in there. I've just got little pieces to do, the weathering. I did a salt mixture on this, actually, if you can see it. I actually put down some salt just to see what it would do. I really kind of love the effect in here. That's not dust, all of it. There is salt caught in the rivet holes, and I think that it really accentuates the rivets really well in there. Maybe I'm stupid, but the little tiny pieces of just dust that were left on there simulate a lot of the photos, which I was kind of looking to recreate on here. I wiped a lot of the salt off, but for the most part, it's. I think I'm going to use a combination of actual salt and some washes, and then I'm going to finish it all off with some salt, and then do a spotty coat of flat on there. I really hate to even do a gloss coat on this, but I think I will just to get the decals. The decals lay down so well without gloss, especially on MRP. To me, it works a lot better. But we'll see how it goes. I'm running really long on this anyway, so anyhow, till the next report. Hopefully I'll have it sprayed, decaled, at least the canopy on, and the compass in there too. We'll see how that works. But I'm just trying to tie it all in, get it finished, and move on to something else. Because man, this thing has really been taking up all my time. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I got so many kits. But we'll probably do something simple. I want to do something simple like a Tamiya kit. We'll see. Anyway, see you later. Bye.